What is up, guys? ZAN for Forward Progress Madden. Welcome back to ZAN's Play a Day Volume 3 Thanksgiving Edition. Hope you guys travel safe. I hope you have a good holiday with your friends and family. Eat all that turkey. Don't touch that cranberry sauce. I'm not a fan of that. But anywho, let's go ahead and get into today's video. We're going to be talking about the pistol weak slot smash Y corner. Now, this is found in the pistol playbook. If you guys didn't know, generic playbooks are available in Madden Ultimate Team now, so you don't just have to use any of the 32 team playbooks. You've got different playbooks: run and shoot, spread, pistol. You've even got the generic defenses: multiple D, 4-6. You get the picture. So this is kind of the purpose of the Play a Day series. I want to get exposure to a number of playbooks. We started off with 2 breakdowns out of generic playbooks over the first 2 days. Now we're hopping over to the pistol book, and I think that the pistol book is very slept on. If I had to guess, by the end of the year, there will be somebody out there running this and dominating their opponents with this, because a lot of what the pistol book does is very, very different. So your run plays are a little bit different. The handoff animations are different. You have just different blocking. I feel like the pistol dives are the best dives in the game compared to some of the single back dives. I feel like the blocking just sets up better. So this kind of video, I'm just kind of telling you, the pistol book is something you should probably dive into. Take a look. I mean, if you are sitting there, you're on your second or third plate of stuffing, and you know it's 4:30 in the afternoon, and you're starting to get that tryptophan sleep that everyone gets from the turkey, maybe hop into the pistol playbook. Go check it out for 20 minutes while your aunts and uncles are in the kitchen playing rummy or whatever they do on this holiday. Just find some time to check this book out over this weekend if it's not today. So the setup that I like to use, first we're going to talk about generically what your opponent should be doing on defense against this. So you have 2 backs, 1 tight end, and 2 receivers in this formation. You have a weak alignment with twins to the left. Chances are your opponent should be in some sort of base personnel, whether it be 4-3 or 3-4. They should go into some sort of cover 4 alignment to start. That's what 90% of players do, just to kind of get a feel for what you're going to do. And as you guys notice, I'm showing the run fits. The safeties are down in the run fits. Cover 4 is going to be the most popular response initially to this, until they quickly find out that they can't play cover 4 zone against this. So let's go ahead and talk about all the different zones that you have to deal with here in these alignments. So the first one is the quarter flat. Most players do not use quarter flats. However, it is definitely worth talking about, because if you find your opponent using quarter flats, then this is going to be extremely, extremely easy to beat them on the outside. So we're going to go ahead and make the setup look like this. We go ahead and show you the route setup is like so. We're going to smokescreen X, we're going to drag B, and we're going to have our fullback motioned out on his C route. So it's kind of like a wheel, and it's going to cut back over the middle. Now, what you want to do with this is you want to pay attention to Anthony Barr. He's that outside linebacker on the left side. Whenever they're in any type of pink zone, so quarter flat in the cover 4, he is going to play man-to-man on the red route, that little C route over the middle, which is going to leave our smoke screen wide open. So we'll go ahead and show this to you. Watch as he plays man-to-man. He's going to follow. At that point, we could just throw that little smoke screen and then run it upfield for about 10 yards. So it's a very, very safe throw. That smoke screen is going to be a very reliable thing for you, especially because with cover 4, most players are going to play one of 2 types of coverage. So if they do leave the quarter flats, it's going to be wide open. But if they play cloud flat coverage too, there's going to be an opportunity to throw it to a degree. The next thing I want to talk about is a hard flat. So again, we're going to use the exact same route combination. It's going to go smoke screen, drag, motion out your little C route. And what you should expect out of a hard flat is Anthony Barr in that hard flat assignment is going to go straight to our X receiver on that smoke screen. So you definitely want to be sure to pay attention to that underneath outside linebacker in that flat assignment, because he's going to tip his hand right away as to where he wants to go. If you see him shoot directly outside right away, your little wheel route, C route combination is going to be wide open. So we'll go ahead and throw this here. He jumps to the outside. Just let him cut up the middle. Boom. Pocket pass, about 15 yards. 10 yards. I mean, it just kind of, it's going to vary. Whatever zone coverage they're in. If it's cover 4, you might get tackled a little bit sooner. Say they're playing maybe cover 3 with hard flats. So the same coverage here. This is hook curls. It doesn't have to be just cover 4. You could run this against pretty much any zone coverage combination in the game. Any type of underneath hard flat combo is going to do that exact thing. So again, you throw that, boom, you're able to pick up, 15 yards. So this is very, very valuable, especially with the number of people that like to play 91 zone at the corner spots, running deep zones. 91 zone at the safeties and hooks or deep zones over the middle, and then they play hard flat coverage with their linebackers to take away the short area of the field, and they just think that the field is locked. This is going to do a really good job of attacking those style defenses, which is the way people ideally build their coverage when they're playing Madden Ultimate Team. The next thing I want to talk about is cloud flat coverage. So they shade their coverage down and then up to get those outside linebackers into cloud flats. Now the thing about cloud flats is that if your opponent runs those cloud flats, there will be a moment in time where you could still throw to Trey Burton on that little C route. So you'll notice that he kind of drifts off, but you can throw that ball in that same pocket. What I'm getting at is that wheel route is always going to be an option, with the exception of the pink zones, those quarter zones that I showed you earlier, that quarter flat. So again, I just want to illustrate with him in a quarter flat, he's immediately going to play man coverage. He's going to do an animation that looks very odd. You're not going to see him do this animation. You just know that he's going to play man coverage. And if he does that, that's where you're going to throw that smoke screen, assuming you don't get block shedded by the nose tackle. So you're going to notice that right away. It's going to be a very, very easy tell. Now, the only thing that really shuts down this route combination would be if they shade into curl flat zones. Now, fortunately for you, nobody really plays curl flat zones. The purple zones, as they're called in the community, nobody really likes using them because they don't defend corner routes very well, and they generally just try to muddy the read in between a high-low, and they don't really cover either. So they kind of give up a pocket pass to the outside, and they give a pocket pass to the corner route, and you really don't want to put somebody in a spot where they're not truly covering anyone, so players kind of ditch this zone. So I do just want to show you, though, that if they are playing those purple zones, you definitely do not want to try to throw this read. It's a very tough read. That purple zone does a fantastic job of taking away the quick pass to your C route, and then he rallies down to the smoke screen. So you can see here, I can't really throw that. He just muddies that read, and then I'm in a spot where I have to kind of ad-lib, playmaker, whatever I want to do against the purple zone. Now, fortunately for you, if your opponent is playing those curl flat zones, those purple zones, this play has a stock slot corner route. So just get rid of it. Just get rid of that stock slot corner route. Don't even motion. In fact, just quick snap and look to throw that little sideline pass lead to the B. And you can see right here, if we don't get an inaccurate throw, the sideline, near the sideline for a toe drag is going to be an optimal spot to try to throw this ball. So again, if they're in some sort of cover 3 even with those curl flat zones, assuming that you can get an accurate throw out of your quarterback, this is where you want to go. You want to go down to that sideline and then just throw a little possession catch. That's going to be where you make your money with that read. Now, the next thing is Harrison Smith is running away. My secondary controller has some controller drift, so I had to go get a new one yesterday. The last thing I want to talk about on this play is the slot receiver. So we've done a lot of focus on the smoke screen. We've done a lot of focus on that little C route. The nice thing about this play is that we've got a high-low on the backside. So you've got this tight end that's going to drive any zone. So like cloud flat zones, he's going to try to pull those deep, and that's going to open up underneath for our drag. So in the event that they had the left side of the field covered, you should be in a pretty good spot to say they were to user that little C route to Burton. So we'll just assume that maybe they just man it up. We'll simulate that by putting this player in man. But in the event that they're playing cloud flat coverage and they take away the option for you to throw that little pocket pass to your Y receiver, you're just going to use a high-low read between your drag and your little your tight end corner, and this is going to be a nice little check down for you. You can still pick up 6, 7, 8 yards on a drag. In fact, if you were in the middle of the field, if you're not on one hash or the other, this can be a bigger gain for you just because you have more field to work with on your drag. So again, if your opponent is really focusing on trying to hammer down that C route in the slot and they're playing cloud flat coverage, you should find that you have that check down all day long to the B receiver on the drag. So watch that right side, how those zones get kind of horizontally stretched. You throw this little drag, you pick up a block, you're talking 10 yards on a safe throw underneath. So hopefully this video has been helpful. Hopefully it's opened your eyes to a formation or a play that you otherwise didn't know existed. I find that this formation and this playbook in general provides some of the most unique route combinations. I feel like it provides some of the most unique formations that you can create via motion of players, whether it's a fullback or a running back out of the backfield. Maybe it's a slot receiver motioning across the formation. There's just a lot of unique things that you can do with this playbook. And the more unique you are at this point in Madden, the better it's going to be for you guys, just because players aren't used to defending things they haven't seen before. So definitely try to get yourself learning a secondary playbook. That secondary playbook becomes more comfortable to you, and then you take it into those MCS ladders, you take it into competitive play. Maybe it's your money games on Gamer Saloon, maybe it's whatever you may be doing, underground tournaments. You know, you saw guys like Tweez bring out that West Coast book at that first major, and he ran through everyone until he ran into Michael Skimbo, and that's because he was doing something nobody had seen before. This is that same concept. I hope the Play a Day series has been helpful for you so far. If it has, make sure to drop a subscription to the YouTube channel. Make sure to hit that like button for me. Drop a comment below, and until next time, this is Zan. Get in the lab, and good luck.